I'm never gonna get used to this. So, all self-consciousness aside, here we are together, dear viewers, in my erstwhile workshop. Behind me on the bench, you can see I've got the same batch of cuts and uncuts that we've been farting around with for the last little while. Let me get your lens. You look like you have a little bit of, hang on, let me grab a paper towel. Got a little bit of something on the lens here. Let's get it clean. I don't like when it's foggy. Hang tight. Here we go. Oh, that makes me feel better. So, there are a lot of days when I'm just loaded for bear. Today's a funny day. I think now that I've been back down here so often for this many days in a row, what's weird for me is not having a lot of, I don't have board orders like I used to. Now that I work with Life skateboards, I just fart around with shapes. And the boards that I make when people come to the workshop are the ones I love. You know, that's what I'm doing. You know, that's the board making work, is people come to my workshop with me and do a make through. But I'm not taking orders. I don't have any plans to take orders from this workshop until spring, something like that. So I came down here today and I just puttered around with my bandsaw and did a little video on that, and that's all done now. The bandsaw is it's perfectly tacked. It took me all of 20 minutes less, and so now bandsaw is great, runs great. Let's turn it on and see if I'm actually correct. Yeah. There is one little tiny thing here that is maybe not quite right. Once it stops running, all right, so now it's clear. This bearing isn't supposed to be moving while the saw is running, and it actually was just now. So I'm gonna back it out a wee bit. So push that back, loosen this up, push it back, loosen it up, push it back, and then retighten it. So I think that's probably gonna be good. So my old pal Jason just said, until your old pal Jason hits you up for something special. I like making something special for people. I'm in a really I'm in a sweet spot right now. I don't have a whole bunch of orders, so everything I make can be an attempt at something very special. It's a funny feeling. My friends in the makers movement can attest to this feeling. I'm certain that a lot of us have it. When we start making something like this board I stopped in the middle of earlier, I start making something and you start the cuts and you realize, you're looking at it in there. You see those ply gaps in there? That's where the ply layup won't reach to the end of this shape. So I'm gonna have to rescribe this shape on a different width. You have to bring it in a little bit. I have two sets of lines on there I was playing with, and the original line set is the set that's gonna work better. I'll split the difference and fart around with this shape on this board here. It's gonna be a rider. That's what's gonna happen with this one. And it was a beautiful day out today. I figure it's only a matter of time till I start to use beautiful days for more riding. I'm gonna have to take it easy. I'm not really out of shape. I broke my ribs because I was out of shape and my legs give out because I'm just weak. Getting older. I I stopped skating as much. There are times and seasons in my life where I've skated more and skated less. And the last couple of years, shutting down my business and just getting a detox from some of the intensity I was living in. Whew, whew, you know, I did a lot of traveling around the country with my wife Judy, and just dialing in my heart, you know, and dialing out of, you know, because I'd been banging my head against the wall trying to figure out, you know, how do I take this growing business and move something in a direction that really fills what I love about it. And what I love about it is that other people are learning how to make skateboards, and what I love about it is they're sharing that and encouraging and equipping and educating to some extent about skateboard making. Not okay, so this leads us from Sawtech into today's Facebooking, which okay, so there's stuff out there that is thanks Buddy Boyer. Buddy Boyer says Texas spring break. It's happening. Texas for Texas State's spring break. Jason's on here inviting me to tacos at a new place, and I'm going to bring my belly, and I'm not slimming down or eating keto. That means I eat the whole churro, not just 2 inches. So I'm here to eat food, gain weight, make skateboards, and ride them. And hopefully I show up on my motorcycle, which is the way I like to do it. Plus, I got a call yesterday. You guys are going to come with me on some motorcycle rebuilds. We're going to be redoing my friend Tim's motor. Tim is excited about being in the videos, and he's totally down for us to chronicle. It's a 2000 Fat Boy. It's a carbureted. I think it's a stock twin cam 88, just like mine. And so we'll be doing that. But that's probably in the next week or so. You're going to start getting those. And I think I'm going to just fat guy pant it down in Texas. I keep getting taco posts on my comments here for those of you who watch on YouTube. These are all done on Facebook Live, and then I bring them into YouTube. And you guys don't get to see the comments scaling up there, but Buddy Boyer encourages me that breaks are necessary, and they really are. I had to let go of the business aspect of being a brand so I could focus in on the media aspect of talking about making skateboards. And my Facebook feed, there's something really tricky, and I'm not sure I'm going to handle this right, but there's a bit of noise out there, a bit of fire that sucks the air out of the room, and you're left with nothing but smoke and asphyxiation. And it is found in, friends, I don't know how to say this. I don't wake up in the morning and want to be, sometimes you guys actually come out and say things more clearly than I'm willing to. I don't want to soft code it, but there are board companies out there that are high volume operations, making boards not in America, and they are pretending that they are board makers like your local board maker is. And you have every right to represent, however you want to, what you feel like you're about. And I don't, so you'll get these things like there's a hashtag on Instagram that I ran across today called Maker Monday, hashtag Maker Monday. And I don't presently participate in hashtags. I'm going to figure out a list of hashtags that work, and then I'm going to copy and paste. I'm going to write them into a text document, and I will attach those hashtags wherever you're supposed to, and push my content like that. That's But this Maker Monday thing is posted on my Instagram feed by an operation that's not located in America, and it's like you're cutting a shape out of a pre-pressed, super high mass production workshop factory, and you're cutting that shape with a well-known professional. None of this is wrong in and of itself. It's not. And I like it. But there's something lurking behind the face value on it that I just feel like it would be great to see it clarified by contrast. And what I mean by when I say clarified by contrast is I'd like to see more. I'd like to see Maker Monday and have Johnny Manak from Manak Skates, M-A-N-A-K. Johnny is making awesome decks. And then I saw a post today where Billy Angus and Joey Stoll and Jason Shannon Powers posted on Facebook this image of board making together. I'm telling you, it stokes me out so much. Makers coming together, learning together, teaching one another, and that synergy and encouragement. I mean, there's a Makers Monday. These guys are rolling the glue. There's no far-flung factory across a border, so type of thing. This is just small, hyper accountable quality production, and it breaks my heart that the air gets sucked out of the room. It's like, it's tough because what I'm saying is like really controversial, but only if you think so. I think what I'm saying makes perfect sense, but I love this picture. It's got the glue dripping down the side there. It's got it's got a video in there, and this is all stuff like this is just as good as it gets, Who is that? Is that Billy Angus? Billy's got a good beard. And then I also enjoy seeing some of the DIY skateboard makers and builders and groups like that are out there that aren't like the Makers Movement. The Makers Movement's different because the Makers Movement, you can't be a member unless you get special approval. And the way you get a special approval is you have to have pictures on your feed of stuff you're making or submit them in a message. You have to be making skateboards to be in it, and the purpose of the Makers Movement is to help bring you from can I even do this, into the hobby fun level of making them, into the self-sustaining hobby level of them. Any movement that way. You can stay, in any spot, but it goes all the way up to like Life Skateboards is probably the best example on the Makers Movement of the small batch process, craft process of rolling the glue, long press times, long cure times, real attention per board, and they're making just about top threshold of capacity on skateboard making. And the thing about an operation like Life Skateboards is it's a modest yearly income for 2 people. That's what it is. These operations are not at all the same thing as the classic California style. They're not all from California, but there are operations like that in North Carolina. There are operations like that in Georgia that are mass production, machine glue application, fast glues, short press times, short cure times. And another thing that's very typical in factory production is fluffing, right? I call it fluffing. And it's when they run out of boards or they get a really big board order, they just bring in some Chinese wood or bring in some wood from out of town, and they mix that into the orders and just send it out. And the other thing is the graphic process is almost always a 300-400 degree roller, high pressure per square inch. It makes deep concaves impossible because it crushes out those concaves. And someone will say, no, it doesn't. Heat transfer. The Mylar sheets are most often printed in China. Even operations that claim they screen all their own sheets often are ordering out Chinese printed Mylar to put on the boards, and it's just yuck. I want to buy my skateboard from a maker who cares deeply, because they rolled that glue and waited for that cure, and we're doing. That's the way I want to buy my skateboards, and I can buy a skateboard deck from Johnny Manic. I can buy one. I get my boards from Life Skateboards because I'm in cahoots with them. Sam has been my friend for years, and we learned skateboard making, really together. And so I'm very tight with Life Skateboards, but there are a lot of you folks out there making skateboards that I want to buy your skateboards. I'll have to get richer to do it, but I'll that's the way I buy my skateboards, and that's what I want to do. I want to help you build your workshops. I want to do consultation and helping with those sort of things. That's where I'm at. And on my Facebook feed today, I saw also, hello, which is the most usual maple veneer thickness of a skateboard? It's 1/16th, but also 1/20th is used in there. Let's see what else I saw today on my, I like this one from Facebook today. Every machine is a smoke machine if you operate it wrong enough. I like that one. I know they're backward. But there's not a lot going on in my Facebook feed today that really hit me. I wonder if they're trying to keep me away from stuff that I'll report on here. There are a lot of things we could talk about, but I'm going to sign off right now. Tomorrow, I did check my truck, and yeah, she's losing oil, but she was only a quart low, so I think I'm okay to just keep topping. I put some Lucas in there and some more 10W40 in there, so it should be thicker. So I'm going to go ahead and make the Muncie trip on Friday with my truck, and you guys will join me for that. Well, I'm going to have on Friday. I'm going to have live reporting, like live Facebooks all day long, and then you're going to see a lot of me on Friday. So Stacy, good to see you too. Yeah, gaining weight. Let's go ahead and just eat and be friends, and let's not worry about our waistlines for a minute. It's been a heck of a year, hasn't it, friends? A lot of people are complaining about 2020 and like that, but we're here, we're alive, and sometimes when we give it all we got, we find out we had less than we thought, and it has to be, we have to be okay with that. We have to push through, regroup, and just keep going. And I hope that you're doing okay. You matter terribly much, you really do. If anyone out there is listening to this and you just feel like you're on the edge and you just don't know how life goes on, please listen. It really does. And I'm not saying it gets better. We do get stronger, we do grow, and we do get wiser. And I'm saying give wisdom time to work, and don't give up. Don't give up. Really, seriously, friends. Always, don't give up. And you all know that I found hope, and I put my faith in Jesus. He won my heart. I know that's not where everyone's at, and I'm telling you, don't give up no matter where you're at. Don't. You matter so much, and I don't want to do this life losing you, and I hope that you can hold on and hang on and just accept some love today. And you really are loved. God loves you, and I love you, and you really, really matter. You really, really do. And I hope that anyone listening can hear that and take that in. This is the thing I want the most, is to share with you that hope and that love. I found it in Jesus. I know that that's difficult for a lot of people. If you're a person that just turns you off or whatever, I have a lot of respect for that, and I'm just sharing where I'm at with it and where I've wound up. I was one of the least likely to ever be this way, by the way. There's a bit of a story to that, but I hope that you're able to press in today, press through, and just survive. Survive! All right, friends. Thanks for spending time with me here. Not much to say today. Just enjoying a little bit of downtime in here, prepping up for tomorrow. Let's see what I get into sometimes later in the day. Today was a sleepy day. It's weather, whatever. But sooner or later, I'm going to have to roll me a new batch. My plan is to cut everything in the workshop into shapes and take down those old order out OEM boards off the wall there and just put up raw shapes. And then I want to replace those with Life Skateboards shapes. And then I want to replace those with shapes from all sorts of other different makers. Because Life Skateboards is also about the makers movement. And Sam and I are really, we both are very passionate about 1,000 workshops across America. We really don't feel like we're in competition with people who want to do this work, because not really if, but when skateboarders grab a hold of this, they're not going to let it go. Buying a new deck, even if it doesn't have candy graphic process, even if it doesn't have plastic heat sticker process on it with the latest cartoon graphic of sorry, the entire history of skateboard art just went through my mind, and I'm really not a fan of candy plastic heat sticker art graphics. I know folks, super dig the pictures on their boards, and I have a lot of love for nostalgic people. I think nostalgia is a sign of a good heart. I know that those kind of associations of affection toward old pros and bring us back to our times of first discovery. I have a huge respect for that and a love for that. But I'm all about, I want a connection today with my board and with riding it with people. I'm yakking, but I have a suspicion that this kind of yakety yak might be good for all of us. So I'm not going to quit. I'm going to keep it up, keep it coming. You are important. You are loved. God loves you, and so do I. I'm the captain, and I'll catch you soon. Thanks for joining me. I'll be back.